All right, Robert. Robert, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Well, I was born in Mesa, Arizona, but raised in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Tell me about your parents.
My mom and dad been together probably about 45 years. They've been, teens couple, and from Pittsburgh. My whole family's from Pittsburgh, but I was, born in Arizona. And my dad was a plumber. He was a master plumber. He had his own plumbing company and everything. I had an older sister, but I was born in Arizona, and my dad had he had his plumbing company there, but he was also in a bike gang called the Dirty Dozen, and he was the youngest member of the group. And so I remember is like them having parties lined up down the street like every night, just bikes just lined up down the street, just rambling, and hundreds of people just walking with beer and doing dope and slamming dope and shooting. I'm just a little kid watching all this stuff like, man, wow, what's going on, And so, that's what I remember from Arizona. And then I came out to Texas and got in school, and I've always had like a learning disability. Yeah, I have ADD, ADHD, and I have a learning disability, so it's always been real hard for me. And I'm pretty sure I was a meth baby. My mom was on meth, when she had me. My dad, I'm sure he was, so I was a meth baby. And so growing up, probably around 12, 13 years old, I really started experimenting with drugs, hiffing stuff, snorting stuff, gasoline, doing all that type of stuff. Trying different drugs, smoking, stealing. And I going through my mom's cigarette pack, and I found pipes and stuff like that. So I took them out, and I started using them. I'm like, what are these for? And then I start finding joints and stuff laying around the house, and more pipes and drugs. I start taking them and using them. Nobody says nothing to me about it. So after about 8 months, a year, my dad comes to my door, and he's like, hey, where did you get this? It's a thing of dope. And I was like, I don't know where somebody left that. And he goes, I want to know where you got it because it's good stuff. I want some more. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, yeah, let me call my buddy. So I called my buddy. He came over, and this is the first time I got to like smoke dope with my dad. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the fucking world, man. Just get to hang out and smoke dope with your dad. Little did I realize that it was like the worst thing in the fucking world you could ever do for somebody. And so after that, it's just like constantly dope with my dad, constantly doing stuff. And my dad was constantly boosting and stealing, popping locks, showing me how to steal things, showing me how to rob and do all this stuff like that. And it never seemed wrong because my dad was the one who was teaching me. I never had no role models or nothing like that. And he's all I looked up to. And he had a plumbing company, and he was successful and everything. So I thought it was all going good, but after about, a while, my dad asked me what I wanted for my 13th birthday. I told him I want an ounce of dope for my 13th birthday so I can make so I can make money in it like you, Dad. And he said, okay, just don't steal my customers. And so after that, man, I turned out the whole neighborhood, man, like the whole town, all the little 13, 14-year-old kids, I got them all on meth, off of weed. I turned out the whole town on meth, man, just giving everybody meth. And then got older, I dropped out of school because my learning disability and using drugs and not going. So I dropped out of school to sell drugs and take care of my mom because she had cervical cancer. And after that, just constant struggle. My dad started losing his business because the drugs and stuff, started losing customers, and he went bankrupt. And so we had to resort to stealing more food and stuff like that. Well, I probably got around 17, I got locked up for the first time, and for assault. And the guy assaulted was one of my dad's freaking buddies because he tried to like rape my sister. I heard he tried to like rape my sister, so I fucking went over there with a fucking gun, and I like bashed his head in. I was high on meth. I went over there and bashed his head in, and freaking they got me for that. I was 18 years old. I went to prison in Texas, and that's where I guess I really started meeting my real role models too. Besides from my dad, they started teaching me about gang banging, and they got me into the brotherhood and stuff. And so it was just constant fights, man, survival every day. Every day somebody looked at you wrong, you had to fight. Your cellie took a suit from you, you had to care flight them, you know, and I was young and I was just fighting every day. I mean, 4 or 5 fights a month for 6 months. And so I did probably about 4 years in Texas. I got out, I was 22 and I was living in Fort Worth, Texas. And my dad, he was so sucked up on dope. He looked like he had HIV. I was like, oh my God, you know, it scared me. I seen him so like sucked up like that and dying, man. And it fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. I was like, fuck, you know, and I just wanted to start a new life, but I didn't have nowhere to go or nothing to do like that. And he's like, oh, you're gonna stay with me. And I didn't really want to stay with him, you know? So I got a job working at another place, like out of town. And I worked there for a while. I got a car, a job, a girlfriend and everything. And then my dad got fucking sick. You know, he overdosed on Xanax. And my dad had the same name, Robert Francis. And little did I know that he's been using my identity ever since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if he named me Robert Francis just so he could use my identity. You know? I mean, hey man, more power to the guy. You know, but the house was in my name, the car was in my name, little did I know. You know, he had all these accounts and everything in my name. And he got busted with so much stuff. And so I was mad at my dad for a long time, man, like a real long time. You know, and I fucking, it took me a real long time to forgive him, you know, but after he died, you know, I just kind of forgave him because he tried to do the best he could, you know, and so after that happened, my dad died and I lost my job, my car, my girlfriend, everything. I became homeless in Texas and I started robbing and freaking stealing and shooting dope. And while I was over there, I was bouncing for people and I was like, man, there ain't nothing for me in Texas, man. You know, there's nothing. So I was like, I'm going to come to California. And I came out to California because I've always wanted to pursue my dream and career in acting or film, you know? And so I came out here and I got, first place I landed was in the Greyhound station on Skid Row. And I came down here and I'm walking past the police station and I see this guy against the police station like this, getting his dick sucked, smoking crack like this. And the cops just drive right by him and fucking look at him like this. And he's just like this, getting his dick sucked. And the cops just shake their head and keep on driving. I said, man, where the fuck am I at? You know? And so I was like, man. And then, so I just started going around places and stuff. And down here is just like, there's no place I've ever been, man. You know, it's like the devil's asshole. If I had to give it a place of a name, it's just like the devil's asshole. You know, is where it would be. You know? So, yeah, I've been down here since.
It's a good name for it.
Yeah, since 2011, I've been here, and man, I applied for Section 8, SSI, all that stuff, and I almost got it, and then I got locked up like a month before I got it. And and then did like 3 terms out here for like different stuff, assaults, robbery, and stuff like that. You know, I came out here, I was a pretty good looking young white man. You know, so we were walking down the street at night, around 1 o'clock at night. You know, man, you get stopped by a lot of dudes in Mercedes cars. Hey, you hungry? You need some food? You know, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, right. You know, so they'd get me in the car with them and I'd be like, yeah, cause I'm fucking hungry. I ain't got no food, man. I'm fucking dying. And, you know, I was like, man, I'm a straight guy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm fucking hungry. So they get in the car and, man, yeah, I was weird. I do things, man, you know what I'm saying? I like men, women, and men that look like women. But, so, yeah, they'd pick me up all the time and, you know, they'd give me money and stuff like that for sexual favors and shit. And then after a while, I was like, man, I can start robbing these fucking guys. You know, they got a lot of money. They take me back to their mansions and shit, and they got all this stuff. They're just little fucking gay guys, rich guys and shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna get these dudes. So I got a gun and some fucking zip ties and some tape. A couple times, I just look as like innocent as I can and wait out there like this, just be like looking all innocent and poor and shit. And sure enough, man, they'd come and get me. And fucking, I'd be like, you got money? You got dope? And I'd be like, let me see it. And they'd pull out a stack and pull out money. I'd be like, okay, let's go back to your place. And we go back there and I'd get them naked and fucking, you know, freaking tase them or fucking whatever, make them get on their knees and fucking zip tie them to the toilet and go take all their fucking shit, all their money, all their cars, everything. And I made a lot of money for a while, so I was doing that for a pretty good minute. But I didn't like it, you know. And so I did that for a while, and then probably in 2017, I got 2017. Where was I? Oh yeah, I got released, and I was at the street, man. I was at a freaking Starbucks, right? And they had free chargers. So freaking, I went to go charge my phone, and this guy fucking snatched my charger. So I snatched it back, and we started squabbling. And freaking guys wrestled me, and they all tackled me and shit. And I pulled out a knife, and I started stabbing them because motherfuckers are tackling me, touching me. And so I got another assault, and I had to do another fucking 4 years for that. Just for that, you know. But like, I don't ever touch anybody or hurt anybody unless like they really like try and get me or fucking put their hands on me, you know. None of my cases have ever been for that. Like guys that try to pick me up, you know, they had something out for me too, though. You know, they weren't fucking innocent guys either. So, so yeah, I did that term and got back out, and I ain't got no family. My mom and dad are passed away. You know, my sister, she's in Miami. She's straight fucking arrow. She don't do drugs. She don't do nothing, man. She don't want nothing to do with me. You know, I don't know none of my family. So I'm just out here by myself, man, trying to survive. And so I get out again, and parole's pretty easy, and they got so many resources out here, but you know, I self-medicate myself with methamphetamine. You know, I don't do it to really get high. I do it to feel normal because my ADD is so severe that the chemical imbalance in my brain is not right. Like, I can do some dope and like feel like fucking normal and be happy and like a loving guy, but like, it's like the amount you do. So it's hard for me to get the Adderall and Ritalin and shit that I need that's prescribed because, oh, you're a drug abuser, you know, you got a history and all this shit. And so they don't want to give it to you, and it costs money to go to a private physician, like $800,000 to go get some medication. But like I told them, I'm tired of fucking going in places I don't want to be, Compton, Inglewood, all these places, downtown Skid Row to get dope. You know, sticking needles in my arms, getting stopped by cops, getting jumped, getting robbed and stuff, when I could just take a medication made by a guy, a pharmacist, who, you know, got a license and it's pure stuff, man. You can eat, sleep on it. I just want to take it as prescribed. But, so, now back to this story. 2017, I got out, and I got another assault charge because I was going to report to parole. And I've been doing a lot of 5150s, which is like 72-hour holds for hearing voices, seeing things, because I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia. Bipolar, ADD, depression. I mean, you name it, I probably got it. You know, I swear, like, I probably fucking got it, you know? And I take so many medications, but I don't like taking them because they're not the right fucking medications. They're not like the good shit, Adderall, Xanax, and stuff like that. And so I don't really take it because it don't help. And then a lot of times I get up for days, like weeks, you know, forget my medication, no sleep. And the voices in my head are constantly telling me like people are coming to get me, you know, and there's always people following me, man. And just like, it's horrible. So I was coming back and I was going to parole. I was going to check myself into a program, and I was going to go to Target and steal some hygiene and clothes and stuff to take with me. And so I'm in there, and the security guard comes up to me and he grabs me. He says, "Come with me." And I turn around and I push him. He sprays me. I take his night baton from him and I beat him with his own night baton. And so I got another term for that, which they enhanced, which was, my first term was 16 with half. Then it went from 4 years. Then it went from 4 to 8. Every time here they do enhancements, you know, even if it's not violent. So I had to do all that time, even though if I would have had money and a lawyer and some support, and I could have went to trial, I could have beat it under the circumstances of a temporary insanity of me being off my medication, being on drugs, and being up for weeks at a time. I could have surely beat it, but with the legal system now and the attorneys they give you, there's no chance. So this last term, I did that. I did 8 with 80, and probably in 4 years into my term, I really started looking at myself and asking myself, who the fuck am I, man? You know, what am I doing? And I ended up going to the hole for my silly reporting a pre-allegation on me saying that I raped him because he owed a bunch of people money. And so I'm in the hole. I'm scared for my life. I'm like, dude, they're gonna fucking pin this on me. I'm never going home. And so I've been a real religious person all my life. And, you know, I only ask God for one thing, man, give me the truth. You know, that's all I want to do. So when I was back there with nobody, nothing, no underwear, no hygiene, no clothes, no nothing, no pencil, you know, and then I just started praying, and I got a book called the Bhagavad Gita. You know, it's like a Hindu Bible. It's like really, really good. And I got a book called Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike, and some other books. And I started going to groups and classes and, you know, life skills and stuff like that, and drug skills. And I started really paying attention, man, and learning and asking questions. And they started bringing up things about morals and values and ethics and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck, morals, value, ethics? I mean, I kind of knew what they were, but I thought it was just something that old people had that fucking, you know, that they just kept like, you know. So and then I started like, okay, well, maybe if I apply these morals to my life, it'll give me direction, it'll give me meaning, it'll give me purpose. So I really started looking at my character defects and my flaws and my strengths and my weaknesses. And I really dove into myself, man. And for about 3 years, since 4 years in, I was just looking deep as I can at myself, trying to fix every single thing that I know I had anger issues, but I didn't call it anger management. I call it emotional management. And I've been practicing emotional intelligence. I've got certified in DBT, CBT, life skills, transitional classes. I got ordained. I'm an ordained minister from Philadelphia Church of God. I did a 3-year college course there. I just took every class they had in prison. I just tried to take it, you know. And when I started putting the morals and the values and the ethics, and I made those my 3 main things, and to not have no expectations of people, places, or things, not to have no expectations of people, places, and things, not to be content in all times, and to have balance. And it's really helping me try and get my life back together right now. But so I put a plan together for me to get out. I've been waiting for about 3 years. I put a plan together for me. But every time I try and do good in there, man, these fucking motherfuckers, riots are going off, and there's fucking stabbings and shit like that, and people calling you a punk and a bitch, and I'm trying to control my fucking anger, man, because I'm like, I know I can just get one more fucking assault, man, one more thing like this, I'm not going home. And, you know, and it's fucking hard, you know, for somebody to call you a fucking bitch, you know, or a punk or like that, and to walk away, you know. But it takes practice, man. It really takes fucking practice. And so I've tried to avoid a lot of fights, but I haven't. A lot of violence and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready for release, and one of the officers freaking comes into my cell, you know, and when I'm in the hole, because I went back there for like told my protective custody or whatever, I don't feel safe out here, I need to go to the hole. And fucking they came back there, dude, and fucking like 3 of them came in my cell and fucking tried to fucking like molest me, man, before I went home, because like I was like talking shit, writing them all up, you know, writing 602s on them and bringing down, like I got like 4 lawsuits going in CDCR right now for like severe thing. They're under investigation with Internal Affairs, and they're like in a lot of trouble because I did 16 months pro per black law, so I'm like halfway a paralegal, so I'm pretty smart. And they came in there, and 2 of the guys held me down and freaking like ripped my fucking boxers off and fucking tried to fucking rape me and shit, man. But I don't think they really wanted to rape me. I think they were just trying to fucking scare me, But yeah, it scared me pretty bad. And so I got out and I had a plan, man, to go to a program in called Crop or Ready for Life in Oakland, and they give you $1,000 a month to go there. They give you free laptops, everything like that. And I had all these plans to go and do all this stuff, man. But like, I get out and just freaking like they didn't have no programs for me. They didn't have nowhere for me to go, and they want me to find my own shit. So they give me my $200 fucking gate money. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna go party, man. I'm gonna go get me a room, go get me hookers, go get me some heroin, some cocaine, some white, some weed, some alcohol, lock the doors, take the phones away, ain't nobody coming in, nobody going out. But it never goes to fucking plan. However you think it's gonna go, it's not gonna go that way, man. It's just not. So I know something was gonna happen, but it's always worse than you think it could be. Like, trust me, as bad as you think it can be worse. So I got out, and within one day, man, I freaking lost all my property. I got out, and the dope now, man, is like when my dad was selling dope, he was selling ounces of dope for $1,000 to $2,000. This was real good fucking biker dope. He learned how to cook by a mechanical engineer. A guy who basically got licensed to cook dope. So thank God he never taught me how to cook dope though. But back $2,000 an ounce. And I get out here and they're selling this shit for fucking $100 an ounce. Now, if something seems too good to be true, it usually fucking is, man. So I'm getting this stuff and I'm like, man, why are you gonna give me this much fucking dope for $100? And when you can I used to get a gram for $100, and be up for fucking weeks of little bitty fucking shots. Now I'm doing fucking shots, like fucking filling up syringes, like all the way up to the fucking pack like this and fucking shooting it up so I can see the bubble just move like this, and just so I can get a cough and a rush and do this stuff in here is not right. Like whatever they're making it with, we see all these people walking with all the crouch down and all the fentanyl going on now. They're mixing everything with fentanyl, man. They're mixing everything with it. And everybody's, and this stuff is like, I did not make not one smart fucking decision when I got on that stuff. Dude, I just wanted a $20 worth of dope, you know what I'm saying? The guy gave me fucking 8 point for $20. It's like almost a quarter ounce. I was like, man, that's too much fucking dope for me, man. And he's like, well, take it or leave it. So I take it, and since then it's just been all downhill, man. All downhill from there. And I'm trying to get back up, man. And fucking these people just the other day, somebody fucking they drugged me and poisoned me with fentanyl because I'd never done fentanyl. They got a blunt and they put the fentanyl on the blunt, and they said, hey, they told me to come to an alley and fucking smoke this female. She brought me to the alley, and she was pretty cool. And we were there by ourselves, just hanging out. And I was like, man, something don't taste right about this. And I start dozing off, and all I remember is people grabbing me and fucking shaking me down and taking my clothes off and fucking like robbing me and shit like that. And I wake up, all my shit's gone, and I'm going through like a daydream, man. It's like I've never been so sick off this fentanyl before. And that shit scared me. And I'm constant. I don't even like being down here. I don't come down to Skid Row, man, just to get what I gotta get and get the fuck out of here, And I don't suggest anybody come down here just to get what you gotta get and go, So right now, I'm on my way to try and go talk to my parole officer, and he's supposed to be taking me to a place where it's like a hospital that pays you like $250 to $300 every 2 or 3 weeks just to monitor people with drug abuse and stuff like that. It's like a house. So I can smoke weed there and do everything. But, my plan is to go there, do that, to go vocational school, to enroll in LA Film School in Hollywood for cinematography, film production. I need to volunteer. My weakness is this: I got to stay busy doing positive, productive, and proactive things because idle hands are the devil's fucking playground. When you ain't got nothing to do, you're gonna find something to fucking do. So my recommendation is just to constantly do something positive, healthy, and productive, for your life, and work on your freaking prolonged gratification, because that is one of my biggest weaknesses. I found out is my immediate need for gratification. So I'm working on my emotional management, my my gratification, and everything like that. And man, so right now, man, I'm probably gonna go get some more dope, man, when I get out of here, or not, and go see my PO. When I got out, I wanted to go get a dog because, they got dogs. I want a little buddy, man, because I'm tired of being on the fucking streets alone, and then fucking, yeah.
All right, Robert. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you, man.
I wish you a lot of luck.
All right, man.
Thank you.